This copyrighted telecast may not be reproduced, retransmitted, or used in any form without the authorized written consent of NASCAR Broadcasting. NASCAR would like to thank all of our loyal fans for your continued support, and we hope you enjoyed today's broadcast.
Sherman made a little bit of contact.
Oh, there we go. Problem. Brent Sherman tries to keep it down on the apron, smoking as he holds it down. Oh, and it looks as though he's going to be able to keep it off of the racetrack. And that means we stay green. So Brent Sherman out of the line, and now the caution will come out.
Caution flies. He couldn't get going.
Yeah, there's another truck stalled on the backstretch. I believe it's Andy Ponstein in the 0-2.
And it's just that hard to hold your truck straight down on the bottom of the track.
Remember, this is early, right at the start-finish line. Watch the 90 of Brett Sherman, the 6 of Colin Brown. They're going to make a little bit of contact. I think right about there. Then we go down in turn number 1. Brett has a bad angle getting in the corner. He's on the very bottom. Then you see the bumps getting in 1.
That's all it took. That little bit of his angle just being
And the one advantage to coming in early is the fact that you can go fuel only late in the race should you make a pit stop. And all these teams had 3 sets of tires waiting on them. This is a race you could do on 2 stops. So they still have 2 sets of tires waiting should they want to come 2 more times. And there's Brian Scott.
Brian Scott into the infield.
A lot of damage. He may have got loose up off the corner. Possibly got him.
Back deck gone from the 16. Folded in.
Man, I can hold on to this thing.
We don't need to wreck it because we're loose. Just hang on. We had a long way to go there, bud.
I think I tried to wreck.
And now Brian Scott stuck on the infield grass. He just came on the radio and said, it is so loose, I cannot drive it. And Jeff Hensley came back and said, we don't need to wreck it. We got to hang on to it. A long way to go. Perhaps a little bit of impatience costing Brian Scott an opportunity tonight. Heavy damage on that Albertsons Toyota.
And you also sure with this team.
Ooh, just got loose. Ran out of the racetrack off of 4 there. Brian has made his way up into the top 5 in points. Actually took over the 4th position last week.
Down right now and have a chance at the end.
And remember, Kyle Busch stayed on the racetrack. We see some great racing here with Eric Almirola, the 15 truck, leading that battle. Remember, there was only 20 laps less that Kyle Busch had in his tires than these other guys. So, you know, it's reasonable to expect those tires to fall off a little bit when we get a few more laps on them.
I like having tires right now and being done with that, because when the caution flies, and we think it will.
It's possible.
It usually does, but when it flies, you can just come in, even if you need gas. You might not even need gas.
Got to spin off of 4.
And
Ricky
there's
Carmichael.
potentially that caution we're talking about. Ricky Carmichael sliding off of turn 4. Caution comes out. There were only 10 trucks.
Well, they're in their pit window. There's Ricky Carmichael right in front of the 24 of David Starr. Just gets a little bit loose up off of turn number 4. Does a nice job getting that monster Chevrolet down off of the racetrack through the grass. Tears up the grass bad.
And moves to the inside of the racetrack, not wanting to give a draft to Kyle Busch as they go down that backstretch.
Timothy Peters trying to work his way around Mike Skinner. Remember, Mike Skinner is the lead truck right now trying to get there. Oh, give it hands. That's TJ Bell.
Bell gets turned around. He and Mike Skinner got side by side. Here comes Bell up the
he's trying up the track.
Look out. A close call there. TJ Bell back up the racetrack. Great driving to stay away from him.
Oh, man, that looked huge. But TJ Bell was trying to get the lucky dog position away from Skinner. You know, he was all over him. He knows this race is winding down. The spotters and the drivers to miss this truck.
Behind him. Take a look at this. Side by side, there you see TJ Bell sliding down into the infield, and now back up the racetrack.
Oh, Ricky Carmichael just gets by.
Coming up on that magic number of laps to go.
Got a crash.
And the problems.
Taylor Malsom, David Starr, caution flag. What a break for Ron Hornaday. Oh, he's going to hit.
Oh, he got
contact there.
Got Ryan Sieg in the 39 truck.
Almost got the.
Skinner's also involved in this, it looks like. At least he slowed, maybe to avoid. But the 5 of Skinner gets involved.
And Hornaday is going to get the Aaron's lucky dog.
Huge point deal for Ron Hornaday.
This is what brought out the 7th or the 5th caution of the night.
Oh, contact. David Starr looked like he came down the hill just a little bit. Taylor Malson was there. They made contact. There's the contact that Skinner got. Terry Cook did a great job getting through the middle of those trucks.
Look at Jason White just barely slipping by. The Sieg truck couldn't quite get back of that clean air himself. That's beautiful. Look at the fireworks.
A little early there. The fireworks taking place. We've still Got 7 laps of racing to go. Kyle Busch in front of Todd Bodine. Will drafting come into play as we have the final 7 laps here at Chicagoland Speedway? We are about to find out. Kyle Busch, Todd Bodine, Colin Brown, Timothy Peters, Rick Crawford. Green flag back in the air.
Kyle Busch gets a great start, drops away from Todd Bodine by 3 or 4 truck lengths.
Let's see if the draft can pull Todd up and get him a little momentum, maybe down the backstretch. Hold those things wide open.
Todd Bodine trying to get a run as they come off of 2.
He did get a run off turn 2. He's closed that gap right down to 1 truck length, Phil.
Bodine ran a little higher down the backstretch. Now a little higher through 3 and 4 and to the front.
Looks like Kyle's truck worked really well. There's a battle for 4th right there. Timothy Peters, Rick Crawford, side by side for 4th. Right behind him, Chad McCumbee, Johnny Sauter, side by side for 7th.
Crawford takes a position, so he moves up to 4th. Timothy Peters back to 5th. Johnny Sauter 6th. Chad McCumbee 7th. Busch and Bodine still 1 and 2. Busch now has put 4 truck lengths between himself and Todd Bodine.
That truck has been so good in clean air, just like Todd's was so good in clean air. Todd had a 4.5-second lead on Kyle Busch when the caution came out 20-30 laps ago.
5 laps remaining from Chicagoland.
The difference will be on that restart when Kyle Busch was able to get his way around Todd Bodine. Todd couldn't do it back to Kyle.
Busch has won 4 times after passing Todd Bodine for the final lead change. This could be the 5th.
See David Starr's crippled truck on the apron coming back to pit road.
Across the start-finish line, 4 laps to go.
I'll tell you right now, Todd Bodine, ooh, 3 wide. Chad McCumbee going for the 5th spot.
Chad McCumbee with a gutsy move down on the bottom of the racetrack.
We heard Ray say he had fresh tires. You better go get you a top 4 finish. Well, Chad took him serious, didn't he?
He sure did.
Look, fighting on the bottom, though. Here comes Peters back low.
Little draft between Timothy Peters and Johnny Sauter allowed Timothy to pull right up aside Chad McCumbee exiting turn 4.
Door to door, they're going to make it 3 wide again. Johnny Sauter to the outside, trying to take the position back.
And here comes Dennis Setzer getting his nose all up in this business.
3 laps of racing to go. Johnny Sauter now in front of the 17 and the 07 and pulling away. Also pulling away, Kyle Busch has got a 1/2 second over Todd Bodine. 3 wide again for position.
Dennis Setzer makes it 3 wide, gets by Timothy Peters and Chad McCumbee. Eric Almirola trying to get by Timothy Peters.
And you know, I'm surprised the guy that hadn't made any progress during this 10-lap run to the checkered is Ron Hornaday. He's still riding along back in the 11th spot. Hadn't been able to make the kind of ground I thought he would.
Side by side with Stacy Compton right now, I think for the 11th position. There he gets by TJ Bell. He got by Stacy Compton. He's got 2 more laps to gain some more points, but right now Matt Crafton back in the 14th position. Hornaday's got him by 3 spots.
Here comes Kyle Busch. White flag will go in the air one more time around Chicagoland Speedway.
You're watching a cat that's doing some special things in NASCAR racing right now. Got the win at Bristol last Saturday night, and then this weekend trying to win on Friday night in Chicago.
Championship battle continues between Hornaday and the 88 of Matt Crafton.
Got to be painful for Matt to watch. That position isn't significant. They're on different laps, but Matt knows that Hornaday's riding along in 11th and he's in 14th.
The inaugural race at Chicagoland Speedway. The victor, Kyle Busch.
All right, second flag. Good job, bud.
2 in a row for Kyle Busch.
And he wins for the 4th time in 2009. Remember 2008, he never won after Bristol. He did it about a week later this year.
We talk about impressive statistics when we talk about Kyle Busch. I think there is no other statistic that is more impressive than the fact that this now is the 5th track that Kyle Busch has won in all 3 series of NASCAR. Trucks, Nationwide, and Cup.
And he's not that old.
25.
25 years old and already
24,
now
24. I'm
24
sorry.
years old and already 5 racetracks that he's won in all 3 of the upper tier of NASCAR.
And there's a chance he's going to do it on some more, I would guess. He's won the, he's won.
This copyrighted telecast may not be reproduced, retransmitted, or used in any form without the authorized written consent of NASCAR Broadcasting. NASCAR would like to thank all of our loyal fans for your continued support, and we hope you enjoyed today's broadcast.